Hi, welcome. So, stretching session, Sunday stretch. Always start this saying the same thing. I'm not a yoga instructor, not a Pilates instructor. Personal trainer with 20 years experience and a really good knowledge of the way the body works and how to try and open movements up, okay? So anyone who's into yoga and Pilates and follows this and then thinks, what, wait, no, that's not what I normally do. It's probably not. It's probably not what you normally do. This is just the way that I work with me and I work with my clients, okay? So this session, we're going to focus on trying to just let gravity do the work to try and open up some motions. Yes, some of the movements are kind of yoga based, but we're just looking at opening up through this session around the chest, or the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, the lower back, and the hips, and the thighs and hamstrings. Okay, so we're going to work all the kind of the main muscles that we usually kind of kick off and pick on through our workouts through the week. This last week, for the workouts that we've done with my sessions, we've done a lot of tricep work. We've also done quite a bit of quad work. So there's all sorts to kind of pick up and work with for that. Okay, so it's nice and gentle, it's nice and easy. Don't force the movements, just let gravity take its effect on it and just slowly open the motions up, okay? It's about 20 minutes-ish, so let's see what we can do. So all I want you to do to begin is we're just going to stand nice and tall, nice and relaxed, hands down by your sides. Just take it easy, breathe deep. Hold it briefly and then relax, breathe it out. Just a few deep breaths just to focus on your stance, on your position, and feeling comfortable with what we're doing. What I'd like you to do then is to bring your chin to your chest. Just let your head hang forwards so you get to start that little bit of a stretch on the back of the neck. Try and keep your shoulders down, try not to hunch them up. Just let your shoulders hang down at your sides. And then take your hands onto the back of your head. We're not pulling down, we're just placing your hands on your head. The weight of your arms and your hands will add a little bit of stretch, a little bit of tension to everything. And then take your hands off, bring your head back up, and let's take your left ear towards your left shoulder. So we start that bit of a stretch across the right side of the neck. Still keep your shoulders down, and then take your left hand on top of your head. Just let the weight of your hand and your arm, feel it pull and open that stretch a little bit more. And then turn your head down. Only way to describe it is it's like you're going to be trying to smell your own armpit. Hand on the back of your head. As you come across, you should feel it pull now a little bit more, not just the side of the neck, slightly on the back. Keep that right hand down, out of the way. And then bring that left hand down. Slowly bring yourself up. Turn your head a few times to release everything. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. So just lean it over. Let it start to stretch the side of the neck and shoulders here. Nice and steady. And then let's take that right hand on top of the head. Again, just the weight of the arm pulling everything down. Keep your left arm down at the side. And then turn your head. Again, like you're trying to smell your own armpit. Hand on the back of your head. Just let the weight of your arm pull it forwards. So we get that stretch. The back and the side of the neck. Steady movement, steady stretch. Then bring your hand down. Bring your head up. Just turn side to side, gently, just a few times. And then stand up nice and tall, breathe deep. And then feet about shoulder width apart. All I'd like you to do, if I stand sideways, is we're just going to hang forwards, a slight bend in the knee. Just hang yourself down towards the floor. If your legs are completely straight, if that's how you're comfortable, that's fine. But a slight bend in the knee and we can feel the hamstring work a little more. Just reach down, just hold this stretch for a few seconds. So we're trying to release the back of the leg a little bit, the glutes and the lower back. And then breathe in as you slowly bring yourself back up, roll your shoulders back. Deep breath, breathe out, and let's go back down. Roll it back down, slowly come back in. Hold your ankles or your foot or your hands to the floor if you can. Straighten your legs very slightly, open that stretch. This isn't just about stretching everything out, despite what the class name says. This is also mobility. It's just getting things to move. So we feel that bit of a stretch. Feel it start to pull and release on the lower back slightly. And then breathe in. Bring yourself back up to the top. We're going to do that one more time, and then we're going to adapt it slightly when we're there. Take your feet just a little bit wider apart. Slowly bring yourself down. So come down nice and low, still that little bend in the knee if you need it. Hang yourself forwards, pull yourself in slightly if you can, just to really get the lower back to start to loosen. Get everything to relax out. And then bring your right hand to your left foot or left ankle. Your left hand up. Twist your head, turn your shoulders, turn around, look up to that left hand. Try and straighten your left leg. Your right leg will bend, that's fine. Straighten the left leg, look up. Turn into it, feel that stretch. And then bring that left hand down. Right hand to right leg, stay down low, still opening that stretch, lower back and hips. Breathe. And then take your left hand to your right foot or right ankle. Try and straighten the right leg, the left leg is going to bend. Straighten the right leg, hold your ankle for support. Look up to that right hand. Turn yourself round, feel it stretch through the hip as well. And then bring that hand back down. Right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle. Try and straighten your legs just a little bit. Breathe out. Breathe in as you slowly roll yourself up to the top. And then bring yourself down to the floor. And just lie yourself down on your back. Flat on your back, hands by your sides. So in yoga, this is corpse pose or a version of corpse pose. You lie flat, just let everything press down into the floor. I'd now like you to pull your right knee towards your chest. Pull it in tight as you can, keeping your left leg on the floor. And then with that left leg staying on the floor, bring your right knee across to the left. Turn through the hip. Try and keep your right shoulder, your right arm on the ground. Don't force the movement. Put your left hand on top. Let's come back across the camera slightly. Put your left hand on top of the leg. So the weight of your hand and your arm can help come into that stretch. Get about a 90-degree bend in the knee. for your right leg, left leg out straight. We're trying to feel the stretch around the glutes, a little bit into the lower back. Head and shoulders and arms staying down on the floor. Don't force that stretch, just let the weight of your arm bring your leg down towards the ground. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. And let's keep your left leg out straight. Pick your right foot up above you. Either pull on the hamstring or pull on the calf, but don't pull on the knee itself. We're going to bring that leg towards you slightly, trying to get that stretch off the back of the hamstring, back of the thigh, a little bit through the glutes as well. So pull that leg in, let it start to stretch. If your knee bends very slightly, don't worry about it, that's fine. And then relax, bend that knee. Keep that knee in tight. We're going to pick your left foot up off the floor. Put your right foot on your left knee. So we come into a kind of a figure four pose at the top. Pick your leg up. Hook your hands behind your leg. Pull it in so we can now stretch through the hip. You should feel this stretch the glutes on the outside of the right side of the hip. To make that stretch deeper, hold your left leg in with your left arm. With your right hand, push your left knee away. And as you pull with the left and push with the right, you should really feel that stretch open through the glutes on the right side, through the back of the hip. So this is a lovely stretch to open that hip capsule up. If it eases, pull that left leg in a little bit tighter, push that knee away a bit more. 3, 2, 1, and then just slowly let it come back down to the ground. And let's unravel yourself. Come back to the center, back to that corpse pose. Just lie yourself down flat. Relax. Reset yourself, and then take your left knee towards your chest. Pull it in. Feel that bit of a stretch through the hamstring, through the glutes. And now if I turn slightly so we can come across, try and bring your left knee to your right side. Still about a 90-degree bend in the knee. Head and shoulders down to the floor. Your right hand on top of the leg, not forcing the movement, still just letting gravity do the work. Just breathe, just let it gently stretch through. Let it pull across you. Feel that stretch through the hip, and then slowly come back to the center. Pull that knee back in towards you. Bring your right knee or right foot to the floor. Left foot on top of the right knee. And let's pick that right leg up. Pull it in. Feel it stretch to the outside of the hip, the outside of the glutes. Pull your leg. Get it in, get that stretch. To make it stretch deeper, pull more with the right arm, your left hand, push your left knee away. Yes, you're kind of turning yourself into a pretzel, but it's okay. It's okay, because we're controlling it. You feel that stretch through the back of the hip, hold it there, that stretch through the glutes, through the muscles of the bum. Hold that stretch. Breathe through it.
Just let it relax. That stretch will ease off, the tension will drop, the muscle will release. 3, 2, 1. Come back down to the center. We're going to pull that left knee in towards you, and then take your foot above you. Pull on the hamstring or pull on the calf, not the knee itself. So we get that stretched on the back of the leg. Again, if your leg bends at this point as you're pulling it in, that's fine, don't worry about it. Let it bend, let it release. It's the stretch through the back of the leg is the more important part here. And then bring it down. Come back to that corpse pose, so just lie yourself back. Just relax. Just breathe a few times, just let everything settle down. And then if you take your time, turn yourself over onto your front. I'll turn the mat round slightly. Turn yourself onto your front. As you lie on your front here, all I'd like you to do is bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and just prop yourself up. So you're lifting your chest, and then push your shoulders forwards. So we lift the chest, we start to stretch to the top of the abdominals, the top of the tummy, hands down against the floor, and relax. Just drop into it for a second or two, and then push yourself back up. Lift that chest, lift your head, feel it stretch, chest, shoulders, the front of the abdominals, the front of the tummy. Just breathe nice and relaxed. And then bring yourself back down. Let's take your hands to your side slightly. And then push yourself up so we can come up to all fours. Knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Just arch your back up, tuck your tummy in, tuck your pelvis under, chin down to your chest. Just pull in, get a bit of a stretch here. And then relax. Let's roll it the other way. So you lift your chest, pick your head up, tilt your hip back. Try and feel it pull and stretch right down the underside, the front of the stomach here. Let the abs really open up. And then chin down to your chest. Tuck your hip in, arch your back up and over. So we get that stretch for the upper back, the lower back a little bit. And then we drop. Roll it back out, lift your chest, push your hands away from you. And then bring it down. From here, I'd like you to push your hips back towards your heels. Take your hands out in front. Bring yourself down towards the floor. Little stretch around the shoulders, around the upper back. And then just bring your hands back towards your feet. Head down to the floor, chest down to your thighs. Hips back by your heels still. And then bring your hands round in front of you. Slowly bring yourself back up to all fours. From all fours, we're now going to take your left foot forward to by your left hand. Your right knee still bent, is still against the floor. If you can, walk forwards a little more so we can open that stretch on the right leg. And then take your left hand up. Look up, twist. You should feel it stretch around the outside of the hip a little bit. Try and pull your leg in towards the middle of the body as you look up towards that top hand, as you turn. So we open that stretch. And then bring that hand down. Bring your hands back slightly. Bring that foot back. And then step it back. Let's go with the right foot coming forwards. Get yourself comfortable, get positioned. Take your hands forward, bring your foot forward slightly. Now let's twist. Turn up, look towards that right hand. Pull that right knee in towards the middle of the body again. So we're still stretching through the right glutes, a little bit lower back. Release the hip. Bring that hand back down. Step yourself back. Just drop your hips back to your heels. Quick stretch here. Come back up to all fours. Let's take your left foot forwards. Really drop forwards into that stretch. Head up, chest lifted, hands on top of your leg. Just push your hip forward so we can feel it stretch through the front of the hip and thigh for that right leg. Let it open, let it stretch. Stay up nice and tall. All your weight just starting to drift forwards. Gravity is pulling us forwards. As it eases, try and go a little bit further so we can get that stretch into the thigh, into the hip. Slowly just drop down, stretch into it. This opens the front of the hip. These muscles connect to your lower back. Releasing these sometimes can be great for just dropping back pain out, releasing the hip, let it all move. Slowly push yourself back. Straighten that front leg slightly. And then just drop back down into that stretch again. Again, staying up nice and tall. And we're going to progress this a little bit so we can work the left hip and that right thigh by dropping your knee to the side. Sit on the side of your hip and keep yourself up nice and tall. So we've got your right leg out behind you, starting that stretch to the front of the hip, keeping that stretch to the front of the hip. Stay up tall, about a 90-degree bend in the knee. And try and just lean over towards your front foot. Try not to go sideways. Try not to come forwards. You stay up nice and high, and then just lean or push yourself over to that side. As we go over, we open the motion through the hip. We release everything a lot more. Then come back to the center. Lie yourself down. Back to the middle. Pull your knees in to relax. Roll yourself up. And let's go back to kneeling. Back to all fours. And this time, right foot forwards. Head up. And just lean on that right leg. So I should have done this the other way around earlier to show you this side first, but I forgot. So you can see that I should be trying to get a stretch, top of the hip, down the thigh. Stay up tall, just let your weight take you into that front leg, into your right leg. Gravity is trying to draw you forwards and down. That stretch starting to open down the front of the leg. Keep your head up, your chest lifted. And then push yourself back, move back slightly here. And then drop onto it again, back onto that right leg. Stay up tall.
Let yourself start to just gently rock or gently fall forwards into it. Open that stretch right through the hip flexor, right at the front of the hip, down into the front of the thigh. To take this that little bit further, support yourself with your hands if you need to. We're going to just rock down onto the side of your hip. So your left leg is out behind you. About a 90-degree bend in that front leg. Stay up as tall as you can, or lean over. At this point, I'm leaning to my left. Trying to push away. I'm coming towards my right foot, but I'm only going sideways. I'm not going forwards as well. Yeah, it comes across. Feel that stretch open a little bit, lower back, through the hip, right hip. It's also going to open more at the front of the left. Breathe. Breathing helps. And then slowly just roll yourself out to the right. Come back to the center. Let that stretch relax from the front of the leg, and then come up to all fours. Last one of these, we're going to push your hips back to your heels. We're going to come down to rest on your elbows. Just let your lower back start to stretch a little bit here. So we've got one last section to do to work through the inner thigh. So we're going to come down to seated into a straddle. So take your legs out to the side and just bring your hands forwards just a little bit. But rather than arching down and stretching and collapsing into the movement, I'd like you to keep your chest lifted and lean forwards. So hands out in front, just lean your chest forwards, try and keep your legs as straight as you can. Feel it stretch the inside of the thigh, inside of the groin area slightly. Chest lifted, back nice and straight. If you bring your hands back, you can put your hands under your Achilles or under your calf. Push your arms gently into the inside of your leg and draw your chest forwards. Open that stretch to the inside of the thigh. Your lower back, try not to round it out. Try and keep your chest lifted, just tipping yourself forwards. Little stretch, hold it for a 2, 3, 5 count, whatever you want. Come back up and then slide yourself back down. Hold it for another short count. 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. Bring it up, feel it release slightly, and then bring it back in. Each time you're trying to go a little bit further. Little hold, bring it back. We're going to get 3 more of these. Just slowly bring yourself up. If you can, just start sliding your hands down the outside of your legs and pull it down. Hold it again, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. Lift it up. One last time, bring it forwards. Reach for your toes, on the bottom of your foot. Keep that chest lifted, nice and proud. Hold that stretch. And then bring it back up to the top. Use your hands to support you if you need to. Bring your legs back in, feet into the middle. Put your legs in close, chin down to your chest. Just get one last little stretch here to release through the back, the lower back especially. And then bring your hands down, take your feet out in front. Just sit yourself up nice and tall, relax. Enjoy this nice stretched out feeling. Just take that feeling into the rest of your day. Go off, enjoy the rest of your time. Bless me. Enjoy your day. Go and enjoy some peace, some quiet. Get ready for the workouts that we're going to start again. A new week starts tomorrow.
Take care. I'll see you soon.
Bye bye.